Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome tonight. Hope you are great. So, I brought Black Brits video on boycotting Asian stores, and this is Asians on Black people, right? So they are in kind of a not okay that Black Brits are going to boycott their business. Like, why would you do that as a human being? So they are thinking that if you are a Muslim or Christian, that is not what a Christian or a Muslim should do. It's only pagans that will do that. It's time for Black people and Asians to unite, right? Because they are brothers and sisters. So there is no need for boycotting. That's calling for boycott is them being probably prejudiced or racist towards them. That is not okay. That there are so many other things to talk about and think of rather than coming to boycott. But one thing I want to tell you is that people say things like this because they feel like something is going to affect them. I've been in this space for a long time, and I know what I am saying. Asians, when they talk like this and all these minority groups, now they know that Black people and them are minority groups. But there are some days they don't know that both of you are minority groups. Modern minority is something that I would say that our Asians are suffering from. One thing I'm going to say is that if Black Brits said that they are going to stand on their own and do their thing, I think that is actually great. Let's get into this video.
It does not surprise me that people want to boycott South Asian businesses because the amount of racism and colorism that goes on in the Asian community is an actual joke. Like, yes, we are in 2025. Shit still happens. There's still racism. People are still looked down upon. But when it comes to this specific individual, Elaine Payne, I feel like she must have gone through a lot of racism for her to feel like she needs to spread the word on boycotting Asian companies. Like, at the end of the day, brown and Black people are people of color. There should be no division, really and truly. Like, the divide is only going to benefit the white people. Like, you're going to shut down Asian businesses to go support Tesco and Sainsbury's, where none of the people of color benefit. Like, make it make sense. So let's just do better and treat people better, not base it off their skin color. Let's stop fucking dividing people. Like, it's actually not worth it. We are literally in a white man's country, so let's stop acting like we have anything to gain from this division, please.
So I just come across this new trend on TikTok that is Black people boycotting Asian businesses. First of all, I personally would not like to categorize people with their color or with their origin. After all, we're all human beings. Second, they might have some reason behind this, Probably some Asian guy or the business owner mistreated them somehow and they found it very offensive. But here's my take on it. Whoever did that, whoever mistreated them, that was his or her choice. Whoever do bad things, bad behaviors, it's their own choice. They make their own choice. It's not their color, it's not their society, it's not their origins choice. It's their individual choice. So I don't know why people always go after their skin color and then their origins. I don't really understand this. So if something good happens, let's say if one Asian guy pops in and helps other guys, and they don't say, oh, this Asian guy helped these people, they're gonna say, oh, this guy helped people, this person, a very good-hearted person. They're not gonna say very good-hearted Asian person or African person or whoever or English person. They're not gonna say that. It's only when something bad happens. If something bad goes or happens to them by the other person, then they go after their society, their skin color, their origins, like, oh, that Black guy did that, or that African, or that Asian, that English guy, white guy, this and that, blah, blah, I don't really understand this idea. What kind of mentality we have in this so-called modern world? People are still living like in the old days. Even in the national news, if something bad happens, like knife crime or something crime happens, they always say this color from this origin, It's not their society decided to do that. It's not their skin color decided to do that. It was totally their individual decision. These are the same people moaning about racism. They are moaning when people go after their color, go after their society. The same people. I am so fed up with this poor mentality that people have these days, especially when most of the population are educated, most of the population they have good jobs, good lifestyles. You know, we've come over so far away from this community, race, color, race, discrimination and all. We have come so far. Let's just leave them behind. Let's move forward with new idea. Let's move forward. Just because one Asian guy mistreated you doesn't mean that the whole Asian gonna do that, or whole society gonna do that, or whole Asians are like that. Common sense. May God bless you.
Boycott Asian businesses. By now we've all seen the video of that lady where she's promoting to people within the black community, telling them to not spend any money at companies that are run by Asians. And I'll be honest with you, I agree with her. Look at what happened to me today. I was hungry, so I went down to my local kebab shop. I was starting eating it. The guy asked me, he goes, how is it? I go, kebab but acha hai. And I thought, oh no, I'm one bite in and I'm already turning Pakistani. What's going to happen? Listen. Let's be serious. There's nothing wrong with doing business with people of other races. In fact, I would genuinely promote it to all of you. We should all be doing business with anyone, regardless of who they are, because there's three main reasons why we do business with people. One, convenience, because it's local to us. Two, quality, because what they're giving us is better than what anyone else can give us. And three, price. They're giving us something cheaper than anyone else can give it. It's either one of those three reasons why we're doing it. So if you're telling people to go against that, you're either telling them to pay more, you're either telling them to go further, or you're either telling them to get something of a lower quality. And if we're being completely honest here, the Asian community is not one community. Between Pakistanis, Indians, Bangladeshis, we've got so much drama between ourselves that it's not like we're all just going, we're all getting in it together and we're all going to get one over on everyone else. That's just not how it works. And if you're just looking at the Asian community as a whole and you think that's how it works, you're just completely wrong. Me, for example, I'll do business with absolutely anything. The only thing that I care about is whatever I'm buying isn't too.
I've been seeing this boycotting Asian stores thing go around today. I don't know if I'm late to the party or something. And it's an interesting notion. It's been proposed as a way to direct, I guess, money and commerce into the black community by not directing it to the Asian community. And I think the problem I have with this line of reasoning is it's not reasoning at all, in my opinion. And this is no hate to the person that has suggested this, because I'm not in the business of directing hate their way or to anyone in the black community at all. But I found it really interesting what they were saying, and I did listen to a fair few snippets, and some of the points were quite interesting in that they were saying how because in the black community there wasn't an opportunity to build like business wealth like Asians have built because they were too busy worrying about making sure, their children were safe and they were dealing with stops and searches. And I think some of the reasoning was like, what I'm trying to say is, I think what they highlighted was the forms of racism experienced. There are levels to it. And I think we should acknowledge that, like, black women are 4 to 5 times more likely to die in childbirth. Asian women 2 to 3 times more likely. So there are levels. When you look at the gender pay gap, Pakistani and Bengali women are, and I think men are the lowest paid. And yes, compared to white counterparts, also, you know, very rarely are we like in the top percentiles there. So there's so many different facets in our community where both Asian and Black folk experience racism, and it's in varying degrees. And then there's also like more, I guess, religious forms of prejudice like Islamophobia, etc. Do I feel like it's the oppression Olympics? No. As in, do I feel like we should be competing in the oppression Olympics? Absolutely not. I don't think that at all. I think what we do need to acknowledge is the source of where this comes from, which is historically the UK colonised where we ethnically originated from, and then we are here as a result of that. Well, many of our families settled here in the UK as a result of that. Also, like, it's very British divide and rule to pit to, I want to say minority groups, but let's remember we are the people of the global majority. Let's not forget our power. And I think that rhetoric and reasoning only serves to keep the status quo unchallenged, which is white supremacy, which is where this is all rooted in. Do you know what? Kudos, though, in that it's generated discussion. It's exactly baited the rage from quite a few people. I absolutely support buying from Asian business, but I also absolutely support buying from Black-owned businesses as well. I don't know if folks still jump on Black Pound Day, but like that is a thing, and I think supporting Black-owned businesses is really important. And also, like, yeah, I just don't feel like being divided on this in the face of reform gaining popularity, more and more popularity, is helpful. I did see somewhere allegedly that the person who's posting is being paid by reform. I'm not sure, I haven't verified that, but yeah, I found that really interesting. And I really hope that people are like use their critical thinking skills or develop some critical thinking skills, that this isn't really where we should be spending our time. Anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on that. I didn't really think, honestly, it took me by surprise to see all these videos saying, have you seen this, boycott Asian businesses? Like, you know, a lot of Asian business owners are business owners because academically they ain't holding down what they did. Some are academically brilliant. Some have gone on to the rat race, but like, I guess back in my day, a lot of, I guess, people that had their own businesses didn't have any other option. Yeah, and I'm not saying that, anyway, we all experience hardships and forms of racism at varying degrees, and none of it's okay. But to pit one against the other, it feels like we're fighting for breadcrumbs, and I really thought that we were past that. So I really hope that we are past that, and that this rhetoric is very much a outlier in, yeah. Anyway, there you go.
What's that all about that I'm hearing recently? That the black community would want to boycott the South Asian shops, restaurants and takeaways. First of all, as the black community, why do you always like to separate yourselves from everyone else? And who are you referring to? The black Muslim, or the black Christian, or the black Jew, or the black pagan? The black Muslim will definitely not boycott. The black Jew and the Christian would not boycott either, it'll go against their principles. So from what I can see, it's only the pagan black people left. From what I know, I've never seen a South Asian restaurant or takeaway serving jerk chicken, for example, or potentially any Caribbean food. You tell me one place. Had you gone out there and said, the Jamaican community in Britain should compete with the South Asian community in Britain, open more shops, more restaurants, more takeaways, more businesses, then I can totally understand. Come and encourage boycotting businesses in order to harm businesses and their owners and cause major inconvenience. You're not competing with them, you're trying to bully them out of the market. It's definitely not a sign of strength. Put it that way, that argument wasn't a...
And you know what? We're going to boycott all the shops owned by Garley. You know, these men want to try to boycott our shops. Why don't we boycott theirs? Brother, boycotting anything just on the basis of race is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, bro. Like, we're ethnic minorities, yeah? If you go all the way back to the Windrush generation and right after the World War, bro, migrants from all across the world came and having some sort of upper hand. Bro, we were all equal. Everyone came in with literally nothing and they grafted to get to the point where we are now. Especially brown people, even black people. Now, people that became successful, it was a mix of luck and hard work, yeah? Of course, I think Indians are the biggest property holders in London, I think, outside of, like, white people. But that was just on the basis of just luck and hard work. You can't be telling me you should boycott businesses because they just outperformed you. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. There are literally international conflicts. Should we constantly putting our attention towards that instead of stuff like this that makes...
Although I don't believe in the whole boycotting Asian shops and Asian-owned brands, we have more important things to be worrying about. A third victim in the UK has just been racially attacked. A Sikh woman has just been attacked in Wolverhampton, and it hits close to home because I was born in Wolves. My whole dad's side of the family is unfortunately from Wolves, so it really hits home to me, and I've never really felt comfortable walking around Wolverhampton as well. It's an awful place to live. Our safety is at stake here, guys. Like, we can't even walk down the street. Like, even me, I work in quite a rough neighbourhood, and even I feel it sometimes. Like, I'm scared to walk back to my car, and I park on a residential street, as you can see from the background there. But I park my car on a residential street, and I feel a little bit scared now that it's getting a little bit dark, that I will be racially attacked. And we shouldn't have to live like this. Like, we're all in the same boat. We're all equally hated in this country. And yeah, I'm going to get some people saying, oh, why don't you go back to... This is where I'm from. I was born in the UK. I hold a fucking black passport, a UK passport, because I was born in this country. And yeah, if you want to pay for me to go back to Punjab, then pay for it. I don't know the language.
A lot of you have been listening to the discourse which is going on right now, the whole boycott the South Asian community, the South Asian businesses, blah blah blah. I used to follow Elaine, and not that it matters, but a lot of her videos and a lot of her takes I would really much agree with, but for this one I cannot agree with that at all, because all it's coming across is bitter. It's coming across as hatred. It's coming across as a personal vendetta that she has all of a sudden with the South Asian businesses, because I don't know where this came from. You know, you can bring up your own community without pushing down another. In this day and age, the black and brown communities need to be more united than ever. Come on, look what's happening right now. Look what's happening with the UK right now. We need to be more united than ever. We do not need this hatred and division to come. And what for, I don't know. And please, let's not act like the South Asian community does not go through racism. Let's not act like, you know, our grandfathers and dads who came into this country did not face hardship and racism as well to build their own businesses or to really push themselves out there for their families. Let's not forget, everyone goes through different racisms in different ways. The brown community went through another way, and the black communities went through another way. Everyone has a story to tell, and that's okay. But what we are not going to do is make people go against each other. This is not it. That is not the take that we should be having. And a lot of the times I just feel that there is a lot of bitterness and jealousy going on which we cannot stop, and that's all it's given. So, of course, it's up to you what businesses you want to support. You can make that choice. But you could do it without trying to bring down another community. You didn't have to do that, but I know you only did it for reaction as well, because you knew you would get it. So congratulations on that, I guess.
Certain person on TikTok is asking all black people to boycott Asian businesses. Right, well, let's reverse this around. It would never be okay for me to ask Asians to boycott black businesses. I'd never do it. It'd be wrong. Stupid thing to say. Especially if it's for historical reasons or because I've had bad interactions or whatever. People would think there's something a little bit wrong with me. Maybe there's a few issues I need to resolve in my head. And there probably would be. That's why you can never really ask people to boycott us. I do business with Indians, with Jews, with all kinds of people from every kind of background. You can't bring up historical things or certain geopolitical events or bad interactions you've had. You've got to take everybody as they come. So, how do you deal with something like this? Just ignore it. Most people will do as well. In fact, I'm actually going to make some content with some West Indian landlords who I know. And not everybody's as game as me to come on TikTok and make content about this kind of thing. Other people are a lot more private. But I do know some who have a large amount of properties and they're watching these videos. So I'm going to showcase some of them just to show people that, look, it's not just all Asian landlords or all Asian businessmen. It's quite a very diverse crowd of people. And to boycott one group because of X, Y, and Z, that's just silly. It's going to come back to haunt you. No Asian should ever say anything like that, ever. Number one, as a Muslim, God would punish you. Definitely would do. You can't generalise like that. Anyway, no one's going to listen, don't worry, people. I'll just about.
So let's talk about this woman. The funny thing is there's people actually supporting her. I get what she's trying to say, but I think she's just gone the wrong way around it, because I'm all up for somebody standing up and saying, listen, let's support black communities, let's support black shops, let's get our own shops, let's get our own hairdressers, let's get our own products in our communities. Yeah, great. We're all there. I would support you if you said that. But you're going around saying boycott Asian shops where people have, blood and sweat over 34 years. Bricks were thrown at the shops and racist language sprayed across the front of these shops. Are you mad, woman? Are you in your senses? You're talking nonsense.
Hey, I'm not going to buy from your shop because you're not black.
And to boycott Asian shops, I mean, what a silly thing. If you'd come out and said, I want to see more shops that have those products in black communities and I want to see more black owners, fine, we're with you 100%. But you don't have to bring racism at the same difficulties in the country. That is just stupid, ignorant and highly, highly disrespectful.
It's dangerous as well, because the government, the people, the EDL, the UK reform, whatever you want to call them, they're already out to cause division. Look at the state of the... How are you going to then go and say, yeah, okay, I see that fire happening, I'm going to cause my own fire and make the situation worse?
Yeah.
The Asian and the black community need to be more united, because all I'm seeing right now is talk of boycotting Asian shops. And what that's doing is it's creating further divide. Asians are seeing this and they're being robbed the wrong way and saying things back, which is now creating further divide, which is not what we want. From young, some of our best friends are Asian, some of our other best friends are black. We don't care. We're all happy, we're just together, we're having fun. I feel like sometimes it might be a London problem, because when you go further up north to Birmingham, Manchester, Sheffield, them sort of areas, black and Asian communities, they're like this. They're tight, they're united. And you'd see a Jamaican man in a Pakistani shop and you see the Pakistani man in a Jamaican shop. But at the end of the day, we're all ethnic minorities. Our communities might be different and we might go through different struggles, but we share some of the same struggles. So we should be united. Even with our community's culture, we might be very different, but we also share some similar things. You might see an Asian-owned shop and a black-owned shop selling the exact same spices. But that doesn't mean you should go to one and not the other. Whatever's convenient for you, just go to. There should be more unity. It makes sense. We're all minorities at the end of the day. No matter whose pocket you're putting money into.
This is all I got from this video. Now, I am going to break this down as much as I can. One thing that I've noticed is there are some people, the only time they want to talk is because it's going to affect it. That's why they want unity. They want unity, and because you're their brother, so for that reason, you got to come together so you can work together, right? Clock it. Sorry, guys. I am so sorry. I want a bottle of water. Yeah. So, okay, I will have to be serious at this point in time. Now it is racism, right? See, you and I, see, if you are watching me, I don't do a lot of black braids video for so many reasons. Because they have refused to acknowledge that they have strength, or they can learn from someone, or that they don't know history. They don't understand everything. It's okay not to understand everything. It's okay not to know everything. You learn from people, because I also learn from people. Most of the histories that I talk about were the things that I read. I also listen to black women, black men, black community in general, right? I do not see myself in them, because they got nothing like action. They don't know what is happening around them. They are not sensitive to their environment. But I love the fact that they are waking up, right? Now, the Asians have spoken, and you heard what they said. Some of them said it is racism that it is division that they are about to create. Why would they want to boycott? That they are going through it together. They are going through brouhaha, like whatever that is, economic meltdown and all that. They are going through it together. Let me tell you something. I love the fact that somebody acknowledged that the colorism, the racism that runs in their own community is a lot. And that is where to start. But then I am going to say something to you people, right? Because everywhere you look around, you definitely, like, if it's a black community, black community, I mean to say, you definitely will see a lot of Asian stores, not just only food, because this one talked about, have you seen where an Asian man is selling jerk and all that? You guys, the beauty stores, all of it. If you go there and tell them that you want to buy in bulk, especially that you want to start, they will not give it to you. They will not. They only want you to buy and come back. Buy and come back. They, I don't know how to explain this, but at some point, Asian people, let me tell you people, at some point, people want to build themselves. At some point, people will want to prioritize. People will want to prioritize themselves, right? Because black people come to your neighborhood, come to your stores and patronize you. Most times you guys do not treat black people well. When they come to stores, you are being racist towards them. Modern minority, I don't know if you guys, if these Asians have actually, if they know what modern minority is all about. Because I feel like all these British, black and Asians do not even know their history. I mean, they just sit down and talk. Everybody wants business. They want it to keep coming. That's why there is need for unity. There is need for you to come around all the time. See, whatever black people decide, black Brits decide, that is for them. If they but from the video I brought before, you could actually hear them talk. Some said they are not boycotting. Why? Because they feel like it is a sin in their own world, or it is not okay to boycott somebody's business. Not until you all will not be able to find places to do your business. Then you know what I am saying. It is only when the Asians, I know this video is for Asians, let me say something to you people. It is only when you know something will affect you. It is only when you know something will touch you. That is when you want to call for unity. That is when you understand that there is need for unity. Aside from that, you guys do not care about unity. You guys are so corny that you feel like you are better than black people in general. Right? So Whatever they choose to do. If they want to boycott, let them boycott. If they want to buy from you, let them buy from you. It is Black people's. But at some point, I want you to know that at some point, I think it's a wake-up call for Black people that they need to build their own businesses too. Because you guys are building your own businesses with the loan, majority of you, or grants the government gives too. Because they easily give them loans and all that. I will draw my curtain here. African Americans already know. Bye for now.